Kråkan, also known as Chorus Cornix, and welcome to Yacc, yet another Crowcast where I pick a game, I play it for a week, and then I talk about it. This week's game is Cool Spot for the Gameboy. It was released in 1994. It's a single-player platformer developed by NMS Software and published by Virgin Games. There'll also be some spoilers up ahead, just so you know, but first a little bit of backstory. So how do I explain this? When I was a kid, there was a town, next to mine, I guess, that had a shopping mall with a toy store in it. And the Genesis version of this game was hooked up to a TV. I don't remember much about the toy store itself, but I remember the game. So this week I managed to get my hands on the Game Boy version, and that's what I'm going to review. So who is this Cool Spot character? Well, he basically was a mascot for the 7-Up brand of sodas back in the day. And if you look at the 7-Up logo, he's basically the round spot in it. But in the game, he has some cool shades and sneakers on and tries to act cool. And it's such a 90s thing. But here in Europe, we actually had another mascot called Fido Dido. And he's basically a line art character, and he isn't as cool as Cool Spot. At the start of the game, there's some copyrighted text and a developer logo, and then the title screen appears with Cool Spot surfing on a bottle, and you're prompted to press Start or Options. And in the options, you have audio setups and settings, and also skills, which is the difficulty of the game from easy to hard. When you press Start, you get a splash screen explaining what to collect, follow, and what to avoid, and it basically looks like graffiti. The first level of the game is Shell Shock, and it's basically a beach area. So the enemies of this level are dragonflies, crabs with shells and without shells. And the stage has a timer, and of course there's a high score system. And this is a bit backwards. You jump with the B button and you shoot with the A button. And he shoots is like soda fizz, like carbonated water, I guess. And this level also has a bunch of checkpoints. At the end of the beach area, it's indicated that Cool Spot should move upwards on these floating balloons and bubbles. And the slowdown is terrible here, but it actually helps because the platforming is kind of terrible in my opinion. And if you fall down, you have to climb all the way back up again. You also need to collect a couple of spots and 7-Up logos in order to progress. And at the end of the level, there is a friend in a cage that you need to free. The next level is called Peer Pressure, and it's basically a ship stage where you climb ropes and try to avoid worms. And it's something that I don't like about this level is a maze, and it's not fun at all. All the stage names of this game have puns in the naming, such as Radical Rails and Wading Water. So wading water is not exactly waiting, it's wading, like moving in water. There's also a bonus stage where a Cool Spot, I presume, is in a 7-Up bottle, jumping on bubbles for a score. And this is more or less the game. It's maze levels, collectathons, and it's a mascot game, and yeah, but that's pretty much it. So, gameplay. Collect things, save your friends in order to become cool. Control, the D-pad is movement, the A button shoots, the B button jumps, and the start button pauses. Graphics. So graphics are simple and gray, and sometimes it doesn't need to be complicated, but I would like to have more colors, and I know this is the Game Boy, and if I wanted to have color, I could play any other versions of this game. Sound and music. Mark Cooksey made a soundtrack for this game, and it's chiptune all the way. I like track 5, but that doesn't say a whole lot about the soundtrack now, does it? I like the Genesis version better, but yeah, go listen to the soundtrack instead. It's better to listen to it than have me trying to explain it. Easter eggs, secrets, and glitches. So Cool Spot has an idle animation where he uses a yo-yo. This week I also watched a speedrun of this game performed by 8 Bits of Joy. So them or they beat the game within 17 minutes and 40 seconds, and I guess they have more patience than me because I can't imagine playing this game for very long. In conclusion, I wrote, unfortunately not, so I was pretty hyped about this game when I got it in the mail. And the more I played, the more the frustration built, and patience, you need a lot of patience to play this game. The game suffers from slowdown at times, but it isn't that terrible. But the thing that breaks it for me is the mazes. I don't like mazes, and I don't like collecting things in mazes. So I didn't have fun playing this week. But if you want to play this game but on a better version, I guess you can go for the Genesis version or the SNES version. Those are much better in my opinion, and they are in color, unlike the Game Boy. So anyway, thank you for listening and or watching, and take care.